Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today, taking flights in Austrian colours on a flight from Birmingham to Innsbruck, so about an hour and a half-ish of flight time today. Flying the Airbus A320neo, and, well, expecting some quite rough weather en route today. Definitely a bit stormy, definitely a bit turbulent, and so fingers crossed we'll get there in one piece. But, hey, the A320, it can hold lots, so I've got no real issue with this flight today. So, yeah, shove in the cockpit and let's start preparing this aircraft for flights. Ooh, sharks even arrived here just on time. Perfect. Right, first things first. Battery on. Set the IRS to align, or to nav even. External power set. And scroll the air cons to about the mid position. Ooh, that is loud, isn't it? So the A320neo, the latest version, has had updated sounds and all that, so I'm still learning to adjust all of that. Hopefully it won't be too loud, but fingers crossed, balance that quite nicely. Right, so external power set, that's all set, cruise supply active, emergency lights set, seatbelts automatic, nav lights on, strobes automatic. Down to the FMS, clear you, heads to initialization, and plugging now departure Echo Golf Bravo Bravo to Lima Oscar Whiskey India. Plug that in, thank you very much. Our flight's number today is Oscar Sierra 2576. Fuel truck, perfect. Right, fuel on board requires 16,033 pounds of fuel. 16,033. No, that's not enough, so I'll go 55% in the centre. That should all do. 2576 was it? Yes. Cost next today is 22, with cruising altitude at flight level 370. Plug this in, IRS initialization, align on reference, and confirm. Back to the overheads, turn on the fuel pumps, and let us now start with the passenger boarding process. So, as always, going to be using PACX for that. Start the flights. There we go. So, it's Birmingham to Innsbruck. Our flight number is Oscar Sierra 2576, cruising at 37,000, not 35,000. Flight time 1 hour 29, say 1 hour 30. Time to take off 27 minutes. I've got plenty of time to set the aircraft up. Ready to park quite early actually. Flighting with 134 people on board. And once I'm happy with that, which I'm fairly sure I am. Whoops. Okay. Wi-Fi, no. Wi-Fi, no. Boarding music, maybe? Yes. Safety briefing, we do. Snacks and drinks, yes. Meal service, yes, you do in Austrian. Let's now start our flights. No, it's ready. Don't you worry. Right, back to the MCDU. Let's program our flight plans today. So, airways. Now the volume of the game has increased slightly, I might turn it down slightly. General. It's only A320 that's gone louder. Everything else is the same, so. Sound. Right, that should do us. Right, plugging our waypoints, let's get ready to plug this in. Starting off with ADMEX. From ADMEX we fly to Maddox, and then we fly to Cock, which is going to be that one. After Cock we go Dick, Dick to Utaba, insert stats. From Utaba we fly to Momuck, And finally, Madeb. And there we have it, flight plan completes. Oh, the FMS feels fast today, I must admit. I do like it when it's this fast. Right, so that's all plugged in. Let's go to... quick check of IVAO quickly, make sure there's no one online right now. We've got Heathrow, we've got Gatwick, but no Birmingham today, so we'll just plug our own departure, which is fine. So it'll be runway 33 for departure on the ADME 1 Delta SID. Insert that. All looks good. Let's plug in our performance. That's on takeoff. Flex temp is 67. V speeds set. So 120 rotate, 125 VT, that's fine. Transition altitude 6000. And with that, FMS completes. Let's turn on the predictive wind shear. Set you to Tara, automatic. Cockpit door we can lock. And let's introduce the passenger, shall we? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard this Austrian flight 2576 from Birmingham to Innsbruck. Flight time today just 90 minutes, so not a long flight as we soon depart from Birmingham, make our way down to Austria. Wind's not looking too bad at the moment, although especially cloudy in the UK right now, so expect a bit of rough weather as we do depart, but above 15,000 feet things start to clear up, and then we'll be able to turn off the seatbelt sign and enjoy the rest of the cruise rather smoothly. Innsbruck 2, a few crosswinds to deal with, nothing too major. Otherwise, we hope you sit back, relax, enjoy flight with us today.
Be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat and somebody will assist you. If the overhead bin is full,
There we go, so your public address, that's fine.
As a courtesy to other passengers. Please
Let's
double-check
get
that
the
all your
METAR
items are
information
away so
for
that the
Birmingham now.
aisle is clear and other passengers can make their way to their seats. If you're in an emergency exit row, please
So 7 knots to 230, which is area 33 correct. Plus 10 visibility, few clouds at 3,500, 7 degrees centigrade, 2.4, 1003 QNH.
We ask that larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you and welcome
So speed
aboard.
250 knots.
Good afternoon, gentlemen, and welcome aboard this Austrian flight 2576 from Birmingham to Innsbruck.
Flight level 370 for cruise. At vertical speed initially at 3,500 feet per minute. Flight director on and on.
About 15,000 feet, things start to clear up, and then we'll be able to turn off the seatbelt sign and enjoy the rest of the cruise rather smoothly. Innsbruck 2, a few crosswinds to deal with, nothing too major.
I'm liking these new sounds, I will say. In the cockpit, I've got the fans without wearing away. In the cabin, it just sounds like a nice little cabin, that. Very nice indeed from the A320neo guys. Massive credits guy putting this all together. So, hopefully, should be a rather splendid flight today. I've also got a few minutes left for the IRS to line. Let's look around Birmingham, shall we? Because while it's on an airport I've personally flown from in the UK, I have stayed at the hotel nearby. In fact, I've stayed by 2 nearby hotels. So, let's go and see what the view like has of those. Increase drone speed. Let's have a look. So, both occasions, I was at the National Exposition Centre with Dovetail Games promoting Train Sim World Train Simulator at the Worley National Show. And so on the first occasion, we stayed at the hotel just by the end of the motorway. And so we follow that around. Is that it? No, I don't think so. Actually, it could be. Hang on. That was like a side road. Okay, no, but nah, it's not that. Okay. It was like an end of runway-ish position. Might actually been that then. Have a look around. Tell you what. That might have been it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. So, on the first occasion, I sat at a hotel, although my view was of the motorway at the other side, so I didn't get much of a view on that occasion. But the second time, The second time, we stayed right by the terminal, so we came and took the air rail to the terminal. There's the main bits, and it was like here we stayed in this building, which was an Ibis. And to my view, yeah, it's kind of like that, wasn't it? Maybe a bit higher, but I remember seeing the disused runway in distance, got the main runway, all that. Yeah, very good memories, eh? Time back when we could actually do things in the UK before lockdown went and ended all of that. Wow, how different the world was a year ago. Actually, it was a year ago because it was October, November time the Wally shows, weren't they? Right, back to cockpit. IRS is aligned. Let us check the flight plan quickly. And then from there, prepare the aircraft for departure. So go step by step, waypoint by waypoints. That all looks good. Thank you very much. Runway 33 departure, which means we're going to push back and taxi just about there, which means a very short bit of travel today. And yeah, for this plan, we'll be airborne in just about, well, within 90 minutes for sure. That's all set, that's all set, that's all set, that's all set. So 2 months, 2 days wait after we've pushed back. That way we can contact the ground crew and all that for the pushback. The scenery is default scenery in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let's have a look at, whoops. Did not want to say that. Right, let's have a look at the cabin, shall we? Let's see who's on board. Any names that we recognise. In fact, cabin's already boarded, so we could even leave early now if we wanted to. So let's have a look at the cabin. Any names we recognise, aka is Jared on board today? The answer is no. No, they're not. Fair enough. Right, so turn the APU on and let's get the aircraft ready for push to start in about 3 or 4 minutes. Since the weather's looking a bit dark right now, we'll turn on some backlighting, just give you guys a bit more of a bit more visibility of this panel. And the backlights. 1 and 2. There we go. So a bit of lighting in the cockpit, just to give you guys a bit of something to look at. Potentially a bit of flood lighting as well. Just a little bit should do. Right, APU starting, aircraft's been checked, aircraft secure. Pushback tug, sorry, the jet bridge has already moved back, which is fine. Not long now to go. Oh yeah, Jared's still locked in the toilets of the Korean 748s. Whether he finds his way out, we'll never know. Ooh, also before I forget, seatbelt signs. Aircraft has filled up, so he can turn those on now. Right, wait for the APU to be available. That's just sort of stabilising now. Almost there. Almost there with the APU. Custom boarding safety announcements. You can get that off, well, you can download them off of YouTube, and then download them as a .wav format, which PACX can then recognise in the sim. Right, APU available. So let's turn on the bleeds. Give it a few seconds to run through the systems. External power off. Thank you, Karabaskin, for the $2. No worries, you enjoyed the replay later. Enjoy your work. Right. I'm happy with that. Happy with that. Engine set you to ignition. And let's now call the pushback tug. Yeah, with Austrian, you do get a very nice classical bit of cabin boarding music, don't you? Yeah, that'll end very shortly. What's left for me to do is release the parking brake, start up engine number 1. It's not a very long not a very long pushback to the taxiway line, so we'll immediately request the turn to the, it goes left, turn to the right, and then tune 122.8.
Direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
We'll end the pushback now since we're, well, continuing any further when up in the phase there. Engine 1 is stable. Right, engine 2 starts. There's the PT, the barking dog.
For reasons of flight safety, it is forbidden to use any electronically operated equipment during takeoff.
The VNAV top percent
Please make sure that your mobile telephone
still needs an
is switched off
update.
while you're
Still
on
needs an
board.
update.
Fasten your seatbelt whenever the fasten seatbelt sign is on. The belt can be opened
Right,
easily
let's do a
whenever
quick
necessary.
flight controls check.
For safety reasons, we advise you to keep your seatbelt fastened while seated.
Elevators
Security
are
funds
responsive.
which will be distributed by your
Ailerons
ground crew.
responsive.
Make sure that the
Rudder
passenger seat is in a fully
responsive.
upright position and your table is folded away for
Speed
takeoff
brakes
and landing.
responsive. Speed brakes armed.
Seat is equipped with a
Engine
leg rest
2 available, so turn off the ignition.
monitor or a handset, and please follow
Overhead
the
panel,
original
APU off. Flaps down,
This is a
1.
non-smoking flight. The no smoking sign will remain illuminated during the entire flight. It is strictly forbidden to smoke in the lavatory.
Anti-ice, thank you everyone. Anti-ice sets.
In case of
There we
loss
go.
of cabin
Should
pressure,
stop the aircraft from freezing over, but looking at this weather, probably not.
place it over
Right,
both
park brake
and
released.
secured with the
And let's go
elastic
taxi
band.
now to runway 33.
For an emergency landing, tighten your seatbelt, bend forward, and hold your head down when instructed to do so by the cabin crew. The emergency exits are marked with exit signs. Illuminated markers will lead to
The
these
info at the top comes from FlyLive Studio.
Leave the aircraft via the evacuation slides. The slides will be used as ramps when landing on water. The life vest is located either
We
under
should have a
your seat
tailwinds
or
this
under the
time.
center armrest between the seats.
Or at the very least, tailwind isn't not nearly as strong enough to cause any stress.
The strap in the front is pulled tight. When leaving the aircraft,
I will say
inflate
the
life
visibility
vest
today
by pulling the
looking
red tab.
mighty fine, mighty fine indeed. Should be quite a fun one today.
If necessary, the life vest can be inflated by going through these tubes.
Aircraft like the most,
Infant life vest
the
will be used if
737
required.
737 or the 747, both those aircraft I do have a soft spot for.
Please consult it carefully. In an emergency, it is imperative that you follow the orders given by the crew. Austrian Airlines wishes you a pleasant flight.
That's hard shots. You can see right now it's a little bit gusty, but not nearly as bad as it was before last time. Oops. Visual checks, no aircraft on approach. Do the pre-TF checklist. So brakes set, takeoff config set, cabin set. So that's our pre-takeoff checklist complete. Let's go into the ECAMs. Let's call cabin. Cabin crew, please be seated for departure. Please be seated for departure. Yes, taxi lights, can't forget that. Right. Taxi lights set. Takeoff lights even. We announce on IVAO, going to depart now. Bravo, whoops, Echo Golf Bravo traffic, departing runway 33. Parking brake released, enter the runway, and let's get going. So the A320neo does come with the, well, the new sound pack, and let me tell you, it does sound fantastic, this. It does sound fantastic. Hopefully the safety briefing will complete before we depart. So if you do need to, complete before we take off, passengers do need the full message before we make our way out. I'll hold position here for about maybe a minute. If we don't finish soon, we'll have to depart with them finishing off the briefing. The vibration doesn't rotate, that's just the speed of the aircraft's rolling on a non-flat surface. There we go. Right. Cost lot, 50%. 1 and 2 are stable. Up to flex. V1. Rotate. Oh, a bit of a bumper takeoff for that. Positive climb, gear up. Oh, the A320neo and the A319, both Neo and CEO, basically the engines while at idle still produce enough thrust to keep the airplane rolling. They're powerful engines on a rather light frame, so that's something the aircraft does do in real life. Right, go right hand turn now, let's get ourselves onto the flight routing here. It's up. And then once we're on an intercept course for the flight routing, we'll turn on your pilot and let that take over. Throttle back to climb power. Pilot sets. And set everything as you require it. Yes, this is real weather at the moment. Very shortly, about to pass through 6,000. Stand down limiter sets. And then at 10,000, switch off the landing lights. And as soon as it's safe to do so, seatbelt signs off. Presumably that'll be, well, it's 10 miles till we get to the end of the SID, and therefore on a straight on course to our next waypoints. So after you reach that, we'll probably be more safe to turn off the seatbelt sign, but, well, until we get there at least. Let's enjoy the fantastic view to Birmingham right now. No resistance to the aircraft whatsoever. Yeah, so far, so good. Aircraft handling it well. No icing, I will say. Normally it's when the aircraft's a frozen popsicle, but seems to be keeping thaw right now for now. It's looking all good so far. Welcome Lewis, welcome Unster, welcome everybody else. 1,000 feet past, and lights off.
This is also a reminder to keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the duration of the flight and do not form a line near the
Has previously direct orientation point on the 748. You can't at the moment, but basically what you normally do is you delete the waypoint, or believe there should be a direct option within the system itself, but in Microsoft Flight Sim, not yet a thing. Yes, visibility looking mighty fine today. Yeah, we'll be alright. Once we reach about 15,000, I believe it was. Okay, so some more blue skies. You can see right now it's getting a bit brighter outside. Not yet visible, but brighter and brighter. There's an aircraft to our left. Keep an eye on that now. I'm more excited to see the PMDG 777 or the Quality Wing 78. Well, given that Quality Wings have announced their 78s, while PMDG 777 is still very much on the drawing board, 78's definitely on the way first. But it should be good. Should be good, both of them. Do I have a second PC for streaming? No, I do not. Everything's been on one PC, 2 monitors. Well, you don't have to accelerate, Julian. It's not a must to accelerate over 250 above 10,000. The rule is below 10,000, keep to 250. Yeah, so Fly-by-Wire have updated the A320neo sound pack, and so got all new sounds for the aircraft, which is sounding good. It's sounding very, very good indeed. Go down to 2,000 feet per minute. There we go. That's the ice I was waiting for. One day I'll fix the icing, but it looks like by next updates we could get a few autopilot fixes on the way. I mean, update 5 was supposed to be out last week, I believe it was, but they pushed it back for autopilot issues, and so fingers crossed we may actually see some fixes on the way for that, which I'd definitely be excited for, especially for the 787, 747. Those two for me. Autopilot is the big killer. The A320 is fine. I can fly this no problem with all the autopilot systems we've got. Again, not perfect without VNAV, but it's certainly flying, that's for sure. So, Atc Communication I do via IVAO. Right now there's no activated C here. We've got someone at Heathrow and Amsterdam right now, but nobody over Birmingham. But I use IVAO for my Atc Communication. Which airports do you recommend to buy for Microsoft Flight Sim? I like Denver in the sim. Denver's looking good. There's that one airport as well in Africa. What was it? Did the King Air flight out of. That was a pretty good one. It's annoying me now. Try and find the name of it. The King Shaka. That was a decent scenery as well. Quite like High Wycombe as well, Wycombe Airport. That's quite local to me actually, so let's use that in the sim as well. There's a few airports out there I'd recommend. Ah, there we go. Just about to break the out to clouds now. So we're going to wait for the aircraft to break the clouds and enter a bit more of a stable bit of flights. Once we hit that, we'll then turn off the seatbelt sign, and then allow passengers to roam around the cabin. So increase our speed to Mach 0.75. Pass through 20,000. The A320 does have autopilot. It comes on automatically. And make sure that your throttle is set to the climb position. Not toga, Not flex, but climb. Yeah, King Jack was very nice. So I do plan to add another African flight to the mix. See how things go. The flight plan ideas come out of requests. So I'll see what airports people are requesting and basically see what airports come out the most, which routes come out the most, and if the majority of people want certain routes, then I'll happily do it. So a lot of people will tell me in this occasion that Innsbruck had quite a lot of heavy winds at the moment, so I thought, okay, manual approach to Innsbruck, heavy winds, sounds like a lot of fun. So plans that, I thought to see what A320 flights come into Innsbruck. Not many apart from EasyJet to London, British Airways to London, so I thought, okay, the only other A320 route you get out of Innsbruck is with Air Austrian, and they have to do Birmingham or I think it was Corfu. So I did Greece not too long ago, I thought I'd do Birmingham today. Specs, I'm running an NVIDIA GTX 1660 with 16 gigs of RAM and 97-6700 processor. Settings are mixed between high and ultra. Yes, King Chaka in South Africa, Durban. Yes, that's the one. Oh, we're out of the clouds now. As always, it's much brighter, much bluer at 20,000 feet. I'm going to keep the seatbelt sign on a little bit longer. So we set the weather to turbulence mode. System 1. Yeah, so as long as we're in this red zone for turbulence, seatbelt signs keep on. As soon as we're out of the red, turn it off. Flight sims I've used in the past, I've used X-Plane 11, Dovetail Games Flight Sim World, remember that. FSX, I kind of used P3D, but not that much. And my first sim was FS 2004. I'd say it's more than possible to use a flight on ATC without direct. Either you tell the ATC person that you can't go direct because of your sim limitations, or just fly the waypoint as is. IVAO are very catering to Microsoft Flight Simulator. They've got special rulings in place and extra whatnots to cater for Microsoft Flight Sim pilots. I heard VATSIM can be a little bit iffy at times, but IVAO never had a problem. Never had a problem. Even back when the SimConnect issue was a thing, it caused Sim to lag out horribly. IVAO fixed it within a day, basically. Cameras I've done a tutorial on. Basically, you need to edit the config, set custom coordinates, and then set custom viewpoints. So, I've done a tutorial on it. Well worth checking out. FPS, I am getting 27, 28 FPS, no problem. And that's with sim limited to 30. If I turned off the limiter, I could probably get around 40, 45. No 380 mod as far as I'm aware yet. Nothing yet on the way. And yes, 747, I do use the accurate fuel mod. Alright, so we're going to break through this last area of cloud now. And if that causes no turbulence for us, seatbelt sign comes off and passengers start to run the cabin. You should be using more than flaps 1 for landing, Professor Gaming. You should be using 3 or 4 in the A320. 1, not enough flaps at all. Favourite airliner, either the 737 or the 747. Getting soon, busy airspace flying. Does the air traffic populate airspace well or not? So there are 2 options for the AI planes. That is to have the online AI planes, which is based on the real world air traffic right now, or the... And so basically that's based on real world data. So if it's busy in real life, it's busy in the sim. If it's not busy in real life, it's not busy in the sim. Or you can use the offline AI planes, which is basically randomly generated routes that are dropped into the sim. So those are better in terms of general population, but I guess not accurate per se. The call sign for Austrian is Alpha Uniform Alpha. OS is the flight's number, and that's the ICO code, not the call sign. OS Oscar Sierra is ICAO, as plugged into the flight's number here. There's two different things, call sign and ICAO. Sorry, ICAO. Plan 787 flights, possibly this weekend, we shall see. 530 knots, pretty normal. Looking at ground speed right now, not airspeed. Above 10,000, this is useless, ignore it. No, there's no real way to get flight sim world these days. The sim's off the market, and so unless you were to find a key somewhere laying around, I don't know of any other way to get a copy of Flight Sim World. Although Dovetail Games have long stopped supporting it, so these days, not really much of a reason to pick it up, I'm afraid. I am planning on upgrading my PC. I've got an RTX 3080 currently, well, somewhere in the queue of one right now. Likewise, once that gets here, I'll see what kind of CPUs exist at the moment. We'll plan it all out as time goes on, but we'll see. No, I do not use Target for the Thrustmaster HOTAS. I've just plugged mine in, works a charm. I haven't used any of the online persistent worlds, but if I wanted to, I would use PACX for that, as it does come with its own career mode. So maybe one day we'll check it out. Right, there's no real major turbulence ahead of us. We're above the clouds. Let's turn off the seatbelt sign, let passengers roam around.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move around the cabin. However,
There we go, one person, Lillian, straight to the loop. So hopefully let's get to cruise. Won't be too long until the cabin crew do their meal service. To be fair, with AMD cards, AMD released good cards, but the software behind them, I'm not as much of a fan of. NVIDIA cards are generally, well, the software that run NVIDIA, the drivers and all that, those are usually top notch. Likewise, a lot of games, especially older ones that I still play, generally support NVIDIA cards better than they do with the AMD stuff. And so AMD release good cards, but most games, most software do still generally run NVIDIA better than AMD. Although I am looking at AMD for the processor, I'm currently looking at the 40 series cards for that. Like Abba, they're alright. Oh wow, you are the only other person I've ever seen, Saints, to capitalise the V in NVIDIA, small n, big V. That used to be the original branding for them. They changed that a couple of years ago, which I never forgave them for. It's like Xbox. It's a capital X, capital B, small o, small x. But again, they've changed that now. Birmingham does have flights to Austria. The flight is OS 2576. It's real flights. That's at least at one stage did get operated by Austrian. Because if you want the flight plan, or the tracking, sorry, that there is the link. At least I think it is. Let's try that. If that didn't work, try this. I don't know how iPhone's supposed to trigger me. I mean, I'm an Android user myself, but I don't get how iPhone's supposed to trigger me. flight time remaining. Well, there's the ETA at the top there. There's a progress bar, and there's also a clock at the bottom counting down. So, yes, I can make a pretty good guess as to what time we're landing. Likewise, the clock's gone back an hour now. The ETA in Zulu matches Greenwich Mean Time now, so I'm going to have to minus an hour away from that. Hopefully the ice will melt at some stage, but if not, probably not. Right, we adjust the speed again, so Mach 0.84 should be our cruising speed. My favourite flight on Microsoft Flight Sim so far, probably the flight I did from Vienna to La Peneronta. The sunset into La Peneronta on the approach, that was sublime. I thoroughly loved that one. London to New York, that was another fun one as well. People seem to enjoy that one as well. Yeah, I'd say those two were my top 2 flights so far Microsoft Flight Sim. Went on a flight to Asia, soon. Relatively soon. It's been a couple of weeks since I did an Asia flights. That was the one I did from Manila to Hong Kong, so that was about 2 weeks ago now. We can do one soon, definitely.
In a few moments, we'll be starting our in-flight service.
Use neither of those flight treatments. Use the custom presets and adjust settings yourself to make the sim look good and run smooth.
Please note that we only accept credit cards.
Never use presets. Always tweak. JFK to LaGuardia. It's a very short flight, that. No, not using Rex. We are using the default weather. Rex, I've seen the reviews. It's yeah, it's not the best tool out, I'm afraid. Hi-Fi Tech and the guys behind Hi-Fi Tech, who are the guys behind Active Sky, they have always been the kings of weather simulation, flight simulator. Rex, they make good airport sceneries, but weather, it's not their main foray. I didn't tell you have the classic European pilot voice. Cheers for that, Evan. Thank you very much. PAPI lights. So PAPI lights are the runway guidance lights that help a pilot know if they are currently centered to the runway. So generally, you're aiming for 2 reds, 2 whites, as you're in 747, and it's 3 whites, 1 red, as you're on the upper deck. And basically, you use those to guide your height, as well as your centering on the runway. Thank you, Eddie, for 10 euros there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. So I should make the bus song made by Swiss with Airbus callouts. To be fair, a lot of Swiss 001 songs aren't actually original. Well, at least he didn't make them. They're remixes. But I quote-unquote say remix because the term remix is very, very loose indeed. For example, the song You Can Always Go Around. He didn't make it. He remixed it, supposedly. But the song originally was sung by, what's his name? Ken Dravis. Listen to the Ken Dravis song compared to the Swiss song. All he does is he adds a drum beat to the background, and that's about it. So, yeah, I'd figure out who the original was before creating his creations. My PC temperatures right now. PC temps are... Oops, not you, sorry. I want you. 73 degrees centigrade. 74. So again, not running too hot. System runs this no problem at all. Yes. I would say autopilot, if you want to fly heading, just push on the heading knob upwards, and also make sure you're flying an intercept to the routing, and then the aircraft flight, no problem. .2080 Ti is alright for 4K. The 30 series card's definitely better. Oh look, we're downloading drivers right now. We'll do that later, please. It's probably because of the new Watch Dogs game that's at midnight tonight. New drivers to support that. No, go away. It's going to slow everything down the more you update. Swiss in the chat. I see someone tagging him. Don't think so. Yeah, in my opinion, NVIDIA software have always been much stronger than AMD. But again, that's my own real opinion on that. To be fair, when it comes to Active Wife X-Plane, I never bought it, only because default X-Plane weather, apart from the harsh changes, go experience, don't go away, please. Apart from the harsh weather changes, I thought it was always alright. Again, Active Sky is always a step up, but was default that bad? So far so good, Philip. That's going mighty fine. That seems from Istanbul to Los Angeles. Good luck with that, Ultimate Beast. Nope, my 3080 has not yet arrived. Bush flights, we'll see, we'll see. At the end of the day, my GA flights and streams seem to get about half the views as a jet stream, so I don't know, it's like you guys perhaps don't find them as interesting, or we'll see. Things can always change. Where's Benjamin? How you doing? There's Mache. You take care. Have a good one. There are a lot of good places to buy a joystick, JC, but you do need to remember that demand for joysticks have gone up, while the supply for them, well, still very limited. So, yeah. It's going to take time until joysticks come back in stock. I bought mine back in June of this year. Yeah, plus Master High Test Warthog. Best patch I've made fights in a long time. It's a fantastic stick, this. Proper full metal. It is good. It is very good. Resolution 1080p. Welcome back, how are you doing? Apart from the fact that the aircraft is completely frozen over, so far so good. Yeah, so Amazon had an issue with the stock for the Thrustmaster TCA Airbus, and as a result, it was like a last minute thing. The day they were supposed to arrive, orders got cancelled, so definitely left a bit of a sour taste on both Thrustmaster and Amazon lips. Nope, ice like that is certainly not normal. It's just Microsoft Flight Sim trying to show ice, but not the greatest way at it. So right now we have left the cock point for Dick, cock to Dick, and then to your Tarbot. I believe we're going to well, we're going to start initially with an Nav Approach into Innsbruck, but we're almost certainly going to end up just flying PACX the rest of the way. As it stands, it's runway 26 in use, and therefore PACX is generally the easier landing method, especially how the runway, well, it depends on the valley, how you're going to snake around that. So we left cock for deck. Cock to deck. I have got Lufthansa livery, and I've flown Lufthansa quite a fair bit in the channel, including my very first 4 IVAO flights, and for other ones of ATC as well. Yes, Quality Wings have announced 787, they're back in the game, and hopefully should be quite a good one. Quality Wings have always made a very good, oh, their products was great, you got that. You've also got the Quality Wings, what was it? It was a BAE, wasn't it? I'm sure it was a Quality Wings BAE. Yeah, 146. Shame they cancelled the 737. That was a product I was very much rooting for, but never got to sell that light today. Yeah, you always get some very fun waypoints, let's say. Very fun waypoints and routes. Yes, so the sounds are part of the A320neo. It has updated now to include these sounds as standard, so it sounds good. It does sound really good, this. Can't wait to see what the future aircraft has at the moment. The A320neo, I've stood by them a lot since pretty much day one of their aircraft modifications. They do a fantastic job, their team, and yeah, so I've just been supporting them for a fair while now. Will I be using VR? We'll see. We'll see. My brother got a VR headset which I could probably borrow for a couple of streams, but at the end of the day, I'm not sure, truth be told. As good as VR is, it's, I don't know if it's for me or not. Nobody knows yet, Owen, as Microsoft Flight Sim is not yet out for Xbox, but presumably, plug an Xbox controller, see what it's like. I do know Thrustmaster have done a few systems for the console, so Xbox does now have a few flight sticks for it, and so worth checking out. Yes, you're using IVAO. We may get AT later on. As it stands, we've got Brussels online, we've got, I think that's Toulouse, but I could be wrong. Got Amsterdam, you've got Denmark, which one's that? That's going to be, again, I'm not sure who that is exactly. I think that might be Copenhagen, but no, that's Charlie Hotel. Again, not sure exactly, and they've got Heathrow online. I don't know, Phil, but no. I might have seen one of the streams in the past, but it's one of those where the name rings a bell, but I wouldn't put a name into a face unless I went and checked out one of his videos. Is he from London? Very nice. P3V51 has come out? No, probably not, Dan Aviator. With Microsoft Flight Sim out, I don't see a major feature for P3D. X-Plane is a feature for sure. P3D, at the end of the day, it's a simulator developed for training purposes. It was never a commercial product, which FSX Steam Edition was, as was Flight Sim World, and now this. P3D was never the entertainment platform. I don't see a massive future for it. look. Flight to Antarctic. Oops, hang on. Bit of the weather change there. We'll go down to Mach 182. We'll see about Antarctic North Pole. I do know North Pole at some point we definitely want to do. Yeah, I'm not going to go political on this channel. Especially not racial or faith. This is Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, Joshua. Flight Sim 2020, currently flying from Birmingham to Innsbruck. We're just shy of midpoint now. Gonna fly from Dubai to JSK tomorrow. Very nice. I'm going to go go-karting tomorrow. Not been since, well, since the start of lockdown. In fact, long before that. It was late last year I last went. But let's just say I've not had a good couple of weeks. And so, while we're going to see anything else of that, I've decided to treat myself with a bit of fun tomorrow. Microsoft delayed updates 5 to try and sort out some autopilot issues with the aircraft. So, plenty of autopilot problems that have now, well, delaying update 5, they're now going to fix. The ATC mod is IVAO. There we go, you can see the arrival airport distance now in Innsbruck. Still another 280-ish miles to go, but not terribly long. There's no release dates for update 5, but I can't imagine it taking too long to release. USA updates, no idea either. I've got a job in marketing, Dylan, but I'm currently looking to change that at some point. We shall see, we shall see. Well, given I'm at 37,000 right now, Hazard, and they're still quite a high cloud base, expects to be in the clouds for a little bit longer. They started going up around 22,000, but not fully. Heathrow, I doubt will build a third runway. At this point in time, the demand for it is now completely dropped. And, well, by the time demand picks up again, it'll be so against the third runway. I don't see it happening. Heathrow is pretty much as big as you're ever going to get it. I mean, given that the government is still trying to push for a new railway line that's got lots of people against it, the third runway is looking less and less likely. The second monitor, definitely worth it, Conrad. Ever since I got 2 monitors, haven't been able to go back since. And yes, I'll try and do a group flight for this Sunday. I was going to do it last Sunday, but I just wasn't feeling it, so I do apologise for that. This Sunday, try and get something together again. Not sure if I'll get the Bravo throttle quadrants. I'm quite happy with the Thrustmaster Warthog throttle, but if I was ever offered it, then well, we can see. What does that do? Never known. Spins, doesn't do anything. This is very nice. A little bit of turbulence again. Let's have a closer look at that, shall we? Go back to turbulence mode on that. Still showing clear skies, but if it gets a bit any worse, consider turning the signs back on again. Settings are a mix of high and ultra settings. I could do a land challenge video, see how I can put against some of those. Longest flights I've ever done in flight sim real life, Mac. There are two very different answers for that. I use SimBrief for my flight plans. On Navgraph, I use SimBrief. Welcome, Daniel. How you doing? Welcome to the chats. Sim. My longest flight in a sim was QF10 from London Heathrow to Melbourne with a stop over in Perth. So, London to Perth, that took me 18 hours. Did a 30-minute turnaround, and then continued on to Melbourne, which took another 3.5 hours. So in total, 22 hours of flights, with a quick stopover in between in Australia. Yes, using the latest version of the A320neo, using the dev version. Just turned at stick now. We tar the next waypoint, and at this stage, presume there's no ATC in Innsbruck, Austria. Also, turn to see what sounds on now because it's getting very, very bumpy at this stage. So, safety over anything else. We'll program our approach, see how that goes. So, it will be runway 26.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fastest default time.
Do on a localizer via the Made 1 Bravo approach. No wires. Insert that. Let's have a look at the weather in Innsbruck, see how much of a death trap this is going to be. So, variable at 1 knot. Okay, so there's no wind at the moment. Visibility is +10. Scatter cloud at 700 though. Yeah, I was going to say, I presume that's off of ground level then, because that's... Hang on. Oh no, 7,000, okay, that's fine, because that means the airport's at 2,000 feet, that's 5,000 feet of clearance. Okay, actually the weather's not too bad there at the moment then. We can manage that no problem. PACX does work for that simulation, yes it does. Welcome to Watch, how are you? With SimBrief, with SimBrief, I'm using the free one, the outdated 1903. To be fair, at the end of the day, AirX cycles and waypoints don't change that much. You get the odd waypoints, but 9 times out of 10, the waypoints will stay absolutely as it was before. And so, yeah, I've had no major problem with it. Sim brief has never failed on me yet. There's no new Airbus aircraft yet, as far as I'm aware, but, well, at this rate, it seems changing pretty much every week, so you never know. No worries, Josh. Enjoy the add-on. I've been using it for... Well, I've been using it ever since my X-Plane days, and it's worked an absolute charm since then. F10 Golf. That sounds like an airway sound treatment and not a waypoint. Airways you plug into the airway section. So if I go to my routing page, okay, so no examples here. So all direct, but if we were to, oh, can we go from the beginning? No, we can't because of flight. Okay, fair enough. So airways difference to waypoints in that airways are set routing between airways. So airways set routings between waypoints, or waypoints are just set locations based on the location of non-directional beacons. Nope, no VNav yet in Microsoft Flight Sim. Still using LNav. I've had my own airline, what I call it. Ooh, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Drawyah, that's what I was thinking in my head as well. Drawyah, that kind of works. Like I say, the main reason I've been holding off Navigraph is because of their Microsoft Flight Sim support. Until they fully support it, then I'll pick it up, but until then I'm holding back just a bit longer. Call it Butter Airlines. So, landing in about, well, it's 15 minutes down here, but I've got a good feeling we're going to land much earlier than the 50-minute mark. Probably around 10-20 minutes early at this rate. I've tried the add-on Boeing 747-400. You have yet? Sorry. I have tried 744. We'll see. The feet per minute mark on takeoff when I land, that should have hit on takeoff. That's just because I bounced the aircraft on takeoff. That's FlyLive Studio that does that. So the add-on looks like this. It's a tool used by streamers, but can give you this basic information as well. And then streamers creates an overlay, which then load into OBS. Probably not a return leg today. We'll land about 10 PM UK time. I'll then figure out what I'm going to do streaming wise for the rest of the week, and then head to bed. OBS does affect streaming my FPS, but not by much. Not as much as you'd think. It's a fair appraisal for that. As for FPS at Heathrow, I'm getting around 2025 at Heathrow. Ah, that's why I can't see the weather, because I've turned on the terrain radar. That makes sense. So you can still see quite bumpy at the moment. I very much doubt the DC will come on at any points later on in these flights. Yes, so update 5, they're going to try and fix the 747-7... Well, they're going to fix the autopilot issues full stop, is what they've said. They didn't name any specific aircraft, but they said that with this update they've noticed 2 issues with the autopilot, and so they've delayed it to try and fix that. Yes, Charles de Gaulle is very heavy on the FPS. Back when I did my pre-release video from Paris to Beirut, that was the fundraising live stream, the FPS at Paris was not good to say the least. No, I do not speak Spanish. I'm looking at that red. That red is on turbulence mode right now. I was just going to have it on cloud. That's going to be a solid red as well. But, yeah, it's safe to say it's not going to be a nice landing, this. Or the landing will be alright. Not a very nice approach, for sure. Favourite airports. London Stansted. Never had a problem with it. Heathrow Terminal 5 is alright. I've been through Heathrow finally properly. Been out to Terminal 3, been out to Terminal 5. Both of those good. Helsinki Vantaa, fantastic airports. I do love the wooden interior fitted out. Yeah, I'd say those 3 are my top 3. There's Philip. Thank you very much for the kind words. Does every hourly flight come out of the hangar? What do you mean by that, Tram? How long left? It's down here. Yeah, it's going to be a... I mean, the winds are 1 knot at the moment down there, variable 1 knot, but, well, that can change in an instant, we know that. A little bit bumpy, but not long till we start our descents. No worries, Major, go and join the watch. My longest flight in real life. That was London Luton to Athens, 4.5 hours Ryanair. I was supposed to go to New York back in May with British Airways and the 747, but that trip got cancelled. So, yeah, I missed out a lot on that one. Missed out on America, missed out on the 747. Both of which, well, America I could still do at some point, but 747, less and less likely these days. The Cirrus SR22 comes with the Premium Deluxe edition Microsoft Flight Sim Warhawk. There is an SR22, just comes in a Premium Deluxe. The livery pack, livery comes with the Liveries Mega Pack, and it will stand on their website or on their Discord channel. The Liveries Mega Pack, currently on version 11 of that. Just go by Clink123. Yes, flight 747 to Chicago, they also do once-a-week flights to New York, and so the fact is, I'm going to fly 747 to America, I'd have to go 2 hours in the wrong direction to Germany first, before turning around and heading back to America. Not cheap, complicated, perhaps worth it to be fair. How should you fly? A couple of times a week. Oh, I'm in real life. Ah, okay, fair enough. The 7478 is the 7478i. There are two versions of 7478s, 748i and 748f. The I stands for Intercontinental, it's the passenger variant of 748 with the longer upper deck. The 748f is the freighter version with an openy hatchy nose door and a shorter upper deck. No major problems with the aircraft leaning to one side on the approach. Basically, with the aircraft, its flare law isn't fully up to spec. Also, can we start up descent now if we're too late? Give me 2 seconds. So the flare law in the A320 Microsoft Flight Sim, basically, it pulls the aircraft back, but if you're slightly tilted 2.5 degrees to the left or right, it will also tilt the aircraft in said directions. So it's a case of keeping the aircraft level or keeping it ever so straight that if you do need to combat it, it's not as difficult. It makes crosswind landings a bit more difficult, but it's not too bad at the end of the day. Boeing is, I presume you're saying major there. Boeing is a major aviation manufacturer, yes. Nope, I'm using the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog stick and throttle. HOTAS Warthog for me. Thank you, George. Above the cloud for the terrain rail to work. Let's have a look at the approach. Where do we need to be at? And the fact is, it's down to 5,000 here. So you can see the map change there as well without me inputting anything. Don't know why it does that. It's super annoying. I believe you can, Tino. Yes, you can set joystick for push torque and IVAO. Alright, so perhaps we'll go back to the storm shortly. Seatbelt sign has already been left. Well, seatbelt sign's already on now, so no need to touch that anymore. See how this descent goes into this hard storm. The pink, that's for severe turbulence. There's no avoiding that, I'm afraid. This will be quite an interesting approach to this. The sound mod is the A320neo. Latest version has updated sounds. And yeah, so I've got a little bit of wing flex today. Get much worse once we're in the clouds. This is the calm before the storm. I do plan to revisit X-Plane at some point. It's still in stores. Still raring to go. So, not impossible for me to return to it. So far so good. Let's bugging your engine stand at high altitudes. Ah, very nice. Very nice hot shot. My only gripe with the new sounds, I will say, is that they're a little bit on the loud side. And so that creates, I guess, conflicts with other aircraft in the sim, where that the A320 is super loud, everything else is relatively quiet in comparison. So for my OBS, I've had turn on mode down to -14, with add-ons like PACX, which has its own like built-in volume slides and all that, does create a little bit of a small issue on my end. They're great sounds, just a bit on the loud side, I'm going to be honest with you, hotshot. Austrian Airlines part of the Liveries Mega Pack, free to download on their website or via their Discord. Nope, we're not using VNav. It's on the terrain radar now, since I know it's going to be strong winds, turbulence the rest of the way down. Let's get an idea of what the winds will be like. Welcome Austrian, how you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chats. Oh, there is no debate about that, Dylan. X-Plane has the most realistic physics, full stop. No debate, no questions asked. Microsoft Flight Sim is good for the scenery and all that, but X-Plane, when it comes to aircraft physics, blade element theory, without doubt, is the most realistic way you can do it. Design for 08. We're coming in the other side, looking at runway 26 at the moment. Welcome, Corley, how you doing? Seatbelt signs already turned on. Passengers are seated. I'm going to leave it that way for the rest of the approach. I'm just saying in general, hotshot. I mean, pilots say that the interior is good volume, but you don't know if, for example, their volume sets to that, or if they're set to that, or that, or that. At the end of the day, it's different to everyone. For example, I can have my headset on maximum and my system down to 20%. Sounds alright. I can have my system set to 100, my headset down to about 5%, and that sounds super quiet, so volume is very subjective, depending on their local setting, rather than what they've actually got. ATC at Innsbruck? I don't think so. No, no AT at Innsbruck today. Approach, runway 26 an approach today. Runway 26 via the made 1 Bravo approach. Other flight sims to watch. Captain Canada, I enjoy what he does. XP72, fantastic guy. I thoroughly enjoy what he does. Squirrel, can't get away with watching the Judge Squirrel video. Hopefully Frugal get himself put together soon, back into the game. But hopefully his rough patch coming towards the end of that. We're about to end, well, pretty much on the edge of the pink zone now, so at this point it's going to get a bit rougher, the weather. See the wing flex really taking full force of this. Oh, here we go. Getting very bumpy now. This is going to be very fun. Also, keep my terrain radar on because at the end of the day, one thing is turbulence, the other thing, we are descending into the mountains right now, so let's have an idea of what the terrain blast is like.
Austria. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to select any craft one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in a full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
Very bumpy, very cold. This is going to be fun. Ooh, there we go. Terrain radar starting to pick up some mountain tops now. Thank you, Random, for the $2 there. Much appreciated. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for the support. Random Games, thank you very much. 5,000 is what's the MCG is telling me at the moment. 5,500, in fact. We are descending, just at a slower rate right now. We've got another 80-ish miles to get to the airport. Train radar is on. So really case of going in slower and steadier. Just go to follow the valley down. Grab the updated meta. Just plug this in. Ooh, it's very different. Okay, so go away. So it's 2702 at 2 knots, plus 10 visibility. Yes. Okay, scattered at 7,000. So we blow 7,000. Things should start to clear up for us. Scattered at 12,000, which we're going to go through now. 5 degrees centigrade, 2.4, QNH 1020, and then we got some extra bit of fun for us. Okay. So, performance. Whoops. 1020. Temperature is 5 degrees centigrade. Magnitude in winds 2702. Transition 11,000. Approach speeds, wow, 130,121. That's very slow approach speed today. We'll be sure to not mess this up. The top data, that is FlyLive Studio. Yeah, constraints on the arrival routes. We should be alright. I'm not expecting too much to go wrong today. Emphasis on the too much. The decision heights. That's based off the charts. You can find that. Charts is where you get the decision height from. Nothing special, Moads. Autopilot's just activated as normal. Okay, you can plug the information in decision height, but it doesn't work, nor does it call out minimums. Zero 20 sets. FSS yellow lines. You've activated the flight plan. You now need to execute it. Activating is one thing. You also need to execute it. So, still in the red. We get a bit of yellow turbulence, less severe later on in our descents. But, we'll see. Some more of the terrain slowly appearing on the map there. Any RC aircraft? No. I've always wanted one, but I've never had one. Welcome train fan, how you doing? So there's an A320 pushing back, KLM right now at Innsbruck. Okay, we don't own any A320s, so inaccurate there, but hey. See how it goes. Let's do this. So arrival. Now we inbound from be the west? No. East. Transition, nope. Start. Made 1 Bravo. Runway 26. Hmm, 2,500. It's not what I want to hear at this point. We'll hold our descent for now. Oh yeah, there are mountains below us. Especially fun in low visibility. Right hand time coming up very shortly. Soon to enter the valley into Innsbruck. Oh yes, Jared. Only the best landings. I've got a couple of aircraft models, mix of Revl and Airfix. Perhaps a few too many to go into detail, to be fair. Caden's going to hold short for us, which is always good. So they're about 7-ish, 10 minutes out, but he could be a little early even. It's early. majority of the ice has now melted. Got a little bit of coating, but not major at this point. Alright, so we're going... We're almost there at least. 30-ish miles to go. 30 miles. Couple of moments was like getting ready to slow down was to use the flaps. Some Vienna traffic in the distance. Ooh, here we go. I can see water. I can see the bottom of the cloud. We're actually breaking out this weather by the looks of things. In quite spectacular fashion as well. Not too much turbulence at this stage, although the mountains causing a nice amount of cover for us. Down to 220 knots. Down to 210 knots even. Get ready for the first stage of flaps. One. And let's now continue our descent, shall we? Down to 280 knots. Braking set to medium. Spoilers armed. No need for any land guidance, since there's nothing for us to establish onto this runway. Flaps 2. Oh, there is. Okay. I stand corrected. Localizer sets. Down to 170 knots. Approach mode sets. Down to 130 knots, flaps down 3. go. So announce that we're now on final. Seven miles, low to get. Keep up for a little bit longer. The city of Innsbruck now slowly coming into view. So far, so good. Gear down, flaps for 130 knots. Runway is in sight. Cabin crew, please be seated for landing. Please be seated for landing.
Cabin crew, please be seated for landing. Please be seated for landing.
2,500.
Yeah, the weather certainly not looking too much in favour today. As always at 1,000. Once that comes off, got plenty of visibility to do a manual landing today, so that's the problem. So far so good. Right, flap set for landing, brake sets, spoilers, arms, gear down, 3 greens, cabin secure, pre-NH checks complete. So pilot will deactivate, sets the misapproach altitude. Let's bring it in now for landing. A little bit of adjustment to make, but nothing too major. Great, we can silence that.
500. 300. 100.
Committed, we are committed.
60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. Drive.
And down. First thrust set. Ooh, bit of a bump on the runway there. There's a couple of these bumps. Woohoo! That was a bump and a half! Gee, this runway could do a bit of resurfacing there. Gee, that's like a rodeo. Okay, cut the reversers. Let's bring it to the end. Let's turn it around, head back to the terminal.
Gentlemen, welcome
Oh,
to Austria. The local time
interesting.
is 4:21 p.m. and it's currently about 19 degrees Celsius. can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. As this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us and we hope to see you again soon.
Like 4 landings. Don't forget there's one on takeoff as well. The slightly bumpy departure out of Birmingham. There'll be complaints. I'm sure there would be. Someone better get on the phone with the Innsbruck maintenance team and get them repaving this runway. And the fact is, we're going to have to go back over those 2 bumps again because we go back to the end of the runway. We can turn us right here. Saves us a few more sore spines. Again, a bit of a drop off the end of the runway as well. I could do a whole repave, that's for sure. Now we traffic clear off runway. Right, landing lights off, taxi lights set, AP will start, anti-ice off. Yeah, just testing the suspension there. I love this sim. I got another bump on the way. Another aircraft departing very shortly. And we've got stands just to the right here. There it goes, is another Austrian 320. Although that's a CEO, not a Neo. So as you can see with IVAO, so even he's bumping around like crazy. With IVAO, yeah, I've got proper model matching and all that. Goes. Right, let's go park up, shall we? We missed the points to turn by a little bit, but we can easily adjust for that. So this is the Orbex Innsbruck. Well, this is directly off of Orbex Central, and also thank you, sorry, Melly there for the €5. Much appreciated, it's great fun. Of course, landings like that are always great fun. ATC, I'm using IVAO. If there's no ATC available, we just do it all on Unicom. There you go, it's got the ones there. Then let's make a turn to the right. We'll straighten ourselves up a bit, and then we'll get ourselves back onto the stand. AI aircraft at IVAO. No speed bumps on the ramp, disappointing. Some flights you get some rather comedic extras, don't you? Forward. Yeah, I'm going to stop here before I end up killing you. Right. So AP's active. AP bleed sets. Engines off. Seatbelts off. taxi lights off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Innsbruck. Apologies for the slightly bumpy landing there today. We'll have a word with the ground crews there, see if we try and smooth out that runway. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed your flight today with Austrian Airlines, and we hope you see you review it again in the very near future. Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross-check.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Innsbruck. Apologies for the slightly bumpy landing
Top
there.
power available, activate Q, APU off. Let's see, got pushback, fuel, power supply, nothing in the way of stairs. So unfortunately we do miss out on that little extra, but hey. And these are two next, we've got the stairs. Right, so let's end the flights. Let's see the flight reports. Also have a look at the scenery as well. So we actually got it counted as a soft landing, 39 feet per minute touchdown rate, so it counted that at the very least. 94% satisfaction, wreckage at work, friendly about this airline, funny in the aircraft, and then there are passengers listed today. So overall, not a bad flight that, just a rather hectic landing. Not sure why the ones guys still telling me to move closer, but what can you say? Overall, rather good flight that. And yes, currently using the Innsbruck, the Orbex Innsbruck. Although it looks like it might have glitched with a different scenery. Not too sure if it's meant to say that twice there. Something for me to investigate, I guess. Has this glitched? Yeah, I think that's why the scenery is a bit messy right now, because that's two airports merged in one. My guess, Orbex has not synced with default Vienna. As a result, it's gone and created those little problems for me, so yeah, fair enough. That's definitely a scenery issue or something going on here. I'll have a look with it tonight, see if I can try and fix it, and hopefully next time I fly here, it won't be quite so bumpy. It's even there's the control tower, there's two merged in one. Right, it's time to look at. So, ooh, no, did flaps. We're a bit late for that. Yes. Okay, so, hope you guys enjoyed the flight today. Tomorrow, no stream. Friday, we might stream. I have to look. Otherwise, thank you all very much for watching. You take care of yourselves. And then this weekend, we'll definitely have a few more streams. We'll see. We'll see. I've got two things to plan out. I've got to sort out my own mental thing as well. It's going to be a few busy dates. But we'll see. This is an Orbex issue. This is a simulator issue. Like I said, it's merged two sceneries together. I'm sure if I went to my content manager from the main menu, so let's have a look now, shall we? There's like merged two Orbex tomorrow. No shooting tomorrow, so I'm not sure what time you want tomorrow. Yep, that was the newest A320neo. Worst case, I'll just update Orbex in the scenery add-on. Let's have a look. Marketplace. Oh, that's new. I didn't buy it from here, didn't I? So we have options. Just gonna have to go to controls. Not controls. General. Where would it be? The hang on, no. Back to welcome. It's going to be under profile. There we go, content manager. Let's have a look. There we go, so we've got Orbex Innsbruck, which got installed, and default Innsbruck, which is installed. So if I delete you, that should now fix my Innsbruck issue. So, problem solved. Well, thanks for watching, you take care, and I shall see you again in the very near future. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye, and good night.